Good morning, everybody. Welcome in. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and this is going to be the general collective weekend check-in. Keep in mind, these energies can play out this weekend. This reading may or may not be for you, so I do ask that you only take with you the messages that resonate and leave behind the rest. We got a lot of Venus activity taking place in the energy, so I feel a lot of energy coming up surrounding self-love, relationships, money, finances. And so with Venus squaring up with Saturn today, it can go one of two ways. It can mean a very lucky Saturn return energy if you've done the work, if things are running smoothly, and if you appreciate all aspects of the journey. I feel Venus square Saturn can bear a lot of fruit. When you think of a Venus square Saturn, I think, man, somebody really has endured and overcome a lot of obstacles and challenges. And so it is the energy of, keep on putting in the work day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. And you will be amazed at what you can accomplish. And so I think the key to working through these energies this weekend is going to be a huge aspect surrounding self-love. So releasing criticism, especially when it comes to any rejections that have taken hold in your head, like this Eight of Swords prison. And so when we reinforce these negative thought patterns, it's really hard to erase these negative past memories. And so we're kind of all being asked to replace any negative thoughts with positive messages such as, hey, I'm worthy of love, or something along those lines. And so it's about projecting a more positive self-image. And when we have confidence, we have a positive self-image, that's when we can maintain these healthy relationships. So I think we're kind of all being asked to no longer hide our affections, or we're going to miss out on wonderful opportunities for new romance to kind of bloom, is what I'm feeling. And so you don't want to miss out on the feeling of being loved and being valued, but you first have to love and value yourself. And so Venus square Saturn can also add a lot of stress into the energies when it comes to your love life. If there's been any recent delays, if maybe you play into shyness or keeping a certain emotional distance within relationships. And so this can also trigger some issues, some relationship problems. And so any hindrances when it comes to romantic relationships is likely stemming from your own fears, maybe your fears of criticism, or, facing any self-worth issues. So I think in order for us to maintain this harmony within relationships, and it doesn't just have to be romantic, guys, we're kind of being asked to spend a little bit of time in hermit mode, in alone mode, and in solitary energy this weekend, in order to understand why maybe you've been ignoring the affections of love from another, or maybe you need to figure out where you need to put a little bit more effort in order to reduce any relationship dramas. So I think it's really common for many of us to be feeling a little bit lonely this weekend, a little bit depressed when it comes to our human life. And so just understand, allow the energies to kind of pass through you. We're going to get back into a harmonious and peaceful state, guys. And you might also want to pay attention to your finances. If money is tight, you're going to want to avoid wasting money on silly resources. So motivation also might be a little bit lacking. So you might be feeling a little bit lazy this weekend. You might find it hard to work to maintain your current relationship. And, yes, it takes a lot of hard work to make relationships flow. But if it's constantly a battle, constantly a fight, constantly a challenge, I think you're really going to need to reevaluate what parts of your life do you really value, because this is not the time to be ignoring any responsibilities, especially connected to loved ones. And so we still have the moon transiting through Aquarius, which is making things a little bit more complicated. But Venus is also forming a square to the moon. And so it's triggering this deep desire to want to feel good, to want to have peace in your life. And you might have to deal with some annoying problems, especially if you're in a relationship that bothers you a lot, or makes you feel tied down excessively. And so if you're not willing to contribute any energy to the development of a healthy relationship, I think get ready for new conflicts to arise, or perhaps worsen any existing simmering tensions. And so with Saturn conjunct the moon today, this is really going to be testing our emotional strength. It's likely that if you've recently had your feelings hurt, you might need to shed some tears in the energy. But we're all kind of being pushed forward, I feel, to be emotionally mature and responsible, especially when it comes to any past issues where somebody's maybe had a cold heart. And I feel if we want to release the suffering of this emotional pain, we got to embrace the bounce back. So with the moon forming a trine to the sun, this is going to bring forward this greater sense of flow when it comes to what direction you're kind of needing to go in. So it's kind of just an energy of riding the current, riding the energy waves, and embracing any change, and trying not to kind of like struggle against the current. You don't want to keep swimming upstream, because when we play into this resistance, that energy is going to keep persisting. And tomorrow with Venus sextile Neptune, this is the perfect opportunity for the doorway to open when it comes to manifesting a passionate new romantic encounter. And so a lot of increased sensitivity in relationships as well. And I also feel it's a great time to, date, to put that call out there, ask somebody out on a date, because many of us are coming into this alluring magnetic attraction. And so we're calling in these tender, caring people into our lives. And so it's quite possible to really manifest and call in that genuine soulmate, or perhaps even a divine spiritual partnership in the energies. So I think family and friends is going to be important in the energies this weekend. You might want to go out and see a movie or, just try to increase your self-esteem. Many of us are really sitting in this energy of, hey, how do I make a real difference in the world with others? And so we're kind of all being asked to embrace this spiritual love of self, first and foremost, and perhaps even getting involved in some spiritual group activities. So intuition is definitely going to be heightened with all of this Venus energy. And I do think many of us are gaining those valuable insights, likely through dreams or third eye visions. And any psychic gifts and talents are likely going to be extra stimulated in the energies. And so we're going to want to be mindful, though, because Venus sextile Neptune, although it's a great time to explore our own creativity, we don't want to go full steam ahead with an idea that might be too idealistic for our own good. So this really is the perfect time, though, I feel, for us to deepen our connection with our inner self this weekend, with our emotions, and any feelings that maybe you have for another are likely going to be amplified and feel more meaningful in the energies. And so tying this all in with our insight, I think we're all gaining a better understanding of what it is we want to create when it comes to solidifying relationships and foundations, especially when it comes to romance. And so I feel matters of the mind are going to be paramount in the energies as well when it comes to understanding our imagination and our overall frame of mind. And I think that's highly important in the energies. So we're going to want to sharpen our thought focus. And I think a lot of clairvoyance is being activated in order for us to see things at that whole new level, in order to amplify our understanding and our comprehension of the 3D world around us. And so get ready to uncover something is what I'm feeling. To uncover something. If you can dream it up in your imagination, then you always have the power to manifest that in your life. And so alone time is what is needed, though, in order to understand our psychic abilities. And so when we go deep into understanding our psychological nature, then we can step into this supernatural perspective. but it is going to be solely dependent on you. And then tomorrow we also have the moon transitioning into Pisces, and Pisces is extra sensitive energy, and it's going to be squaring up with Mercury at 5 degrees 16. So get ready for some changes. Get ready for some Tower energy, because the moon in Pisces square Mercury in Gemini, it's going to bring this experience, I feel, of like a sudden shift in perspective. And so this is going to create a high degree of tension between your heart and your mind, and many of us battle between the head and the heart. And so we need to remember, this is not to be considered like an open warfare against ourselves. We don't want to keep this continual questioning or this internal debate going on between our thoughts and our feelings, because it can really wreak havoc in our personal life, because it's always going to be reflected in our outer environment. And so anything that you feel very strongly about in the heart space is likely coming up, and your mind is questioning it, right? Creating this intense indecisiveness. And so there's going to be a lot of variability when it comes to our emotions and what we're interested in. And so especially when it comes to intimate relationships. So this internal conflict between thoughts and feelings can manifest, like I said, externally as a lot of big communication problems between you and a partnership, especially if things aren't really flowing with ease. And so you're going to want to be willing to be open and honest when it comes to sharing feelings. I think that's a big message, because pure intentions is what is needed. And I do think family and friends may come and go, but you know, your true soul tribe will always be there for you forever. So, you know, I think get ready to expand your views beyond what family means when it comes to this extension. And so you're going to want to ebb and flow through life. There are many ebbs and flows throughout our life journey, and I feel especially when you're raising small children like myself on your own, I think family kind of means everything. So I kind of feel as we're preparing for the solstice early next week, and we have that powerful full moon, we're in this portal gateway of this huge 0-point karmic reset. So you're going to want to be open to receiving these higher shifts that are available, so we can actually reach that 0 point. And my nose is itchy. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze, so you might be kissing a fool this weekend. But I think we're all being asked, hey, to go beyond who we believed we always were, and to really step into what's possible for us in these new higher frequencies. So there's a whole new world waiting for all of us, a world filled with love, filled with joy, and filled with unity. But we have to go beyond the mundane, and we have to take a leap of faith when it comes to what's waiting for us on the other side. And it does require this release of any old preconceptions or old beliefs. So are you ready to kind of go there? Are you ready to cross the threshold? So let's jump in with some cards, guys. I'm going to do things a little bit different today. I was asked to do things a little bit different in meditation this morning. Look at that, building blocks, foundations. And, you know, I think we kind of have to close the book on the past and, you know, before we can build these solid foundations. And it is about our service-based mission. And so where do you need to have that solid foundation of self? Because we need that solid foundation of self before we can build that solid foundation in a partnership with another. And I feel many of us are coming into our spiritual knowledge, our ancestral knowledge, and quickly coming into our healing journey when it comes to our service-based mission. But it's not going to come without some chaos and conflict. And chaos and conflict usually is what is needed in order for us to take action. Look at that, masculine and feminine energy, yang and yin. So, you know, we have to kind of harness and neutralize both our feminine and our masculine energies. We need to be open and willing and ready to receive love. And we also have to be brave and courageous enough to take action towards what it is we truly desire, which I believe is a loyal heart and a soulmate connection. And so this is what we've been working towards, striving towards, is manifesting these higher commitments. There is a deep spiritual connection trying to come through, but where do you need to kind of come to the edge and take that leap of faith? It's feeling like the fool's leap. You're going to have to embrace changes is kind of what I'm feeling. So building blocks are in focus, and I think we're all kind of just being asked to go within as we round completion of these karmic cycles and to really trust that inner compass. So I'm going to do a 9-card spread with the wisdom of the Oracle deck. Yeah, it's time to go. It's time to leave a shaky foundation behind. Even if you don't know where you're going next, you know, you kind of got to close the book on the past. So we're going to do a 9-card spread with the wisdom of the Oracle deck, and we are going to clarify the energies with the tarot. So what do you need to leave behind in order to go towards what it is that's truly meant for you? So let's see what needs to come through with the wisdom of the Oracle deck. We're going to do 9 cards. Breathe it out. 29. You know, 29 also breaks down to a master number. So this is where we're being asked to sit in right now currently. So you're going to want to breathe, and you're going to want to take a break. I do think there's going to be some chaos and some conflict. There's going to be some ego battles going on in the energies, and I feel we're going to want to take a breather. These cards are giving me a very hard time today. Let's keep going, guys. So we do get the breathe with the chaos and the conflict, and then time for a nap. So I think there's recently been like a wake-up call when it comes to what's needing to be changed, when it comes to maybe dealing with a fox in and around you. The energy is feeling a little bit shrewd, to be honest, because we are at a fork in the road here. We are at a fork in the road when it comes to these never-ending cycles of running and chasing and not getting what it is that you deserve. So definitely a pivot point. A decision is needing to be made. And I feel somebody's really feeling like they're running out of time when it comes to building a solid foundation. So I do feel somebody's really been thinking about sending a message, an emotional message. The stork represents the birth of something new. And so I feel there's been some chaos and conflict going on recently. And somebody's just at their wit's end when it comes to mastering a lesson and closing out a cycle, because I think there's like this battle between the head and the heart, this internal chaos, this internal conflict when it comes to sending somebody a message, because this is going to lead to a lot of happiness and a lot of blessings, that gifty that I talked about. And it is going to lead you on the pathway to building that solid foundation. So get ready to make a decision, and you're going to want to dream big. Imagine. If you can imagine it, if you can dream it, if you can believe it, then you can absolutely achieve it, because God isn't going to give you a dream without the ability of making it coming true. And so where do you need to come to the edge and take that leap of faith? Because we're kind of at that pivotal 0 point, and we don't want to keep repeating these never-ending stories, these never-ending cycles. So we're going to read out of the book for the never-ending story, and then we are going to clarify all of these energies with the Light Seers Tarot, because you know, so many of us go into these relationships and we stay stuck longer than we should. And so in order to, you know, stop this never-ending story, we kind of got to find our courage and take a leap of faith. And it might require overcoming some fear and accepting responsibility and perhaps even taking a risk. So I do think many of us have been playing into all of these unnecessary dramas, chaos, and conflicts in relationships, and, you know, overly self-critical of who we are. And, you know, it is the wounded ego that keeps us stuck in these cycles of hurt and loss, rejection and humiliation, self-loathing and arrogance. And so it's all a matter of, do you want to keep suffering? We don't have to keep playing into all of these unnecessary dramas. So, you know, if you want this old story to stop, then you also got to stop going there. So I think something is about to come crumbling down in the energies this weekend. And I don't think the sky is falling, but you kind of got to release all of these conditioned parts of yourself that keep you stuck in a lie, in a prison cell of your own making, that Eight of Swords prison cell. And so the ego seeks to protect you, seeks to divide, and seeks to get you in this victim mentality. Why do you keep seeing yourself as a victim is another question I think we all need to ask, because deep inside, when we go in to these victim mentalities, it's because we've lost a piece of ourselves. And so fear is all the ego knows, fear. And the fear brings forward all kinds of distorted guidance. And so you can't really trust the fear, because the fear prevents you from being your true, authentic self. And so you are not the stories that have woven throughout your life. It's simply lessons that you've learned. So do not listen to that fearful voice, that fearful part inside of you that wants to keep you small. And so I do feel, you know, like with these relationship cycles, we sometimes enter into contracts with another. And unfortunately, more often than not, it results in deep pain, deep heartbreak, because it's either leading you down the pathway of abuse or neglect from another. And there's so many more complex reasons why we play into these cycles. So I think get ready to go into some shame, some fear. Where do you fear intimacy? Why do you play into low self-esteem? I think these are going to be challenges we need to overcome if you want to have a successful relationship with another. So I think consider the knowledge that you've gained going into these negative cycles, and figure out what opportunities are coming forward in order for some healing to take place. But in order for healing to take place, we kind of have to reflect on all of these past stories that we've woven about love, about loneliness, about connection, abandonment, rejection. And so where do you need to forgive yourself for telling yourself this old story over and over again? So I think get ready to have compassion for yourself, because we're releasing everything that was never true anyway. And I do feel we got to release these low vibration energies of fear, envy, procrastination, greed, and this perception of victimhood that's likely actively playing out in the energies this weekend. So why are you comparing yourself to others? Nobody else's success should be yours. Their success is theirs. And so where are you afraid of receiving something good is another question. So are you back exactly where you started in a relationship, and you want to break free, but you're feeling powerless? So I think it's kind of time to face any financial securities as well. Many people stay stuck in these cycles because there's this fear of not having financial security. And so loving ourselves through any self-sabotaging moments is kind of what is needed. And we all self-sabotage. We've all been guilty of self-sabotaging. And so I think right now the universe is waiting for us all to figure this out at the core. And it really is a time to avoid drama at all costs, although I do feel some drama in the energies. And, you know, with the chaos and conflict, we kind of need to remember, not my circus, not my monkeys, because we have a lot of good things trying to come our way. And so let's look into this breathe energy, because it feels like a moment of pause for reflection, to understand these conflicts that we've been playing into. And I feel it is about following that internal guidance system, because you can get advice, you can seek out that guidance, but ultimately your soul always knows the way. And so there's this energy of holding back, the Four of Pentacles. So greed, miser, doesn't have to be, but, you know, holding your cards close to your chest, really figuring out which way you want to go next when it comes to a brand new beginning. So somebody is just kind of keeping to themselves, hoarding their energy, hoarding their communication. I feel not really talking. And there's been this recent activation when it comes to a new direction, but there is a need to release any past grievances with the Five of Cups. Where are you still feeling guilty or shame? Or grief, where are you needing to release all of that energy in order to gain that new perspective shift, because there is a new beginning here, but it might require you leaving something behind. And this is likely a seed that was planted a long time ago. And I feel like this gift, but it is going to require a change in perception. So we're going to look into this chaos and conflict. It is a master number 33. So stepping into mastery and maybe just taking a break after a major ending, because there is this energy of making a final judgment call. So, you know, where do you need to face any past poor decisions? And so we're all in the precipice of going through this soul retrieval, and I feel bringing forward any apologies were due, right? And so we're going through this massive realignment. We can no longer keep juggling, and I feel this release, this realignment, and maybe bringing forward an apology. And maybe, you know, you thought, when pigs fly, will I ever get an apology from this person? But I feel there's a lot of karma playing out in the energies. And when it comes to this time for a nap, I feel, yeah, like somebody's been playing into all kinds of challenges, all kinds of struggles, resisting moving on from a situation where there's been a lot of gaslighting, belittling, self-deception, manipulation, and it's kind of time to take a step back to gain that higher perspective, Pisces energy. And so I feel a moment of enlightenment, and we do kind of got to go in before we can come out of that hermit mode, because somebody's been not learning a lesson, not wanting to embrace the healing journey, and wanting to win at all costs. And do you want to win, or do you want to be happy? So let's see what this fork in the road is all about, because somebody's needing to make a big decision. And it's about completely transforming your life, closing out these cycles. And so somebody's been in this mental prison of their own making, you know, and in order to break free, you kind of got to look at all of these issues. Why are you keeping yourself stuck? Why are you allowing yourself to be chained to something that's no longer working? And Spirit's been hounding somebody to say, hey, it's time to make a decision. It's action time with the Two of Wands. And so we all have the ability to break ourselves free. We all have the strength to break ourselves free, but it might require some action with this King of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sag. So there is a masculine energy here that I feel is going within, facing all kinds of challenges, and his spiritual team is standing beside him when it comes to taking action. And with the red on the card, I do feel a lot of financial security, fear around financial security, seeing exactly where it is I need to go, but fear is keeping somebody stuck. But I do feel a moment of enlightenment with the Death card. So, you know, somebody's been wearing a mask, hiding their true authentic self, and going through a period of expansion and enlightenment, and maybe learning a lesson about blocked communication and how that is a form of manipulation. Blocking communication, as you know, maybe to punish somebody or to teach somebody a lesson. It's not your job to teach somebody a lesson. Blocking communication is a form of emotional manipulation, and I feel learning a lesson when it comes to maybe leaving somebody out in the cold and not bringing forward that closure. And in essence, what it's done is it's created this energy of obstacles, challenges, a battle between the head and the heart, and a series of unfortunate events. And so there might be a huge loss in the energy for somebody playing into pride and ego and trying to punish somebody through the means of blocked communication. So let's look at this never-ending story. Because I do feel something is coming to an end. Yeah, somebody did not value their person. They hid their emotions. They did not invest. They did not invest. And they did not value this Empress. And so I kind of feel this might be a missed opportunity. I also feel a feminine here that has been working diligently at transforming her life, learning self-worth, learning self-value. This could also be the energy of a masculine getting very upset dealing with a feminine who doesn't know her worth, doesn't know her value, and constantly emotionally manipulates, plays into arguments, and I feel withdrawing from a bad investment because somebody has been operating out of their shadow self in an illusion of their own making, really drowning in some emotions. This could be a huge loss. There could be a feminine here grieving somebody going in a new direction, not putting in the work anymore. I'm not putting in the work. I'm done investing in this situation, and I'm going to focus on myself, because bottom line is this was an unrequited love situation. Wasn't really emotionally invested, and it was rooted in a trauma bond or a toxic pattern of some sort, and it's kind of time to break those chains with the devil. So Pisces energy, Taurus, Libra energy, but I feel pulling away from a bad investment, and it's kind of time to go after some big love. So yeah, somebody is quickly departing a situation with a feminine who does not know her worth and her value. They've been hit by the archer, and they're coming in fast. You might even have somebody coming in very quick on a motorcycle. It doesn't have to be, but somebody will be quickly departing a situation and maybe coming on the scene with a big cup of love and a lot of truth. This is like fast energy, a heart expansion, and I feel we have a high priestess here that kind of already knows this is coming her way, Pisces energy. So I think there's no need to stress. There is a brand new beginning here, but somebody is really needing to maybe come forward with some truth when it comes to some past manipulative behavior. But there's definitely some expansion, and a King of Wands ready to take action and leave somebody behind, because there's a lot of truth. Somebody's spiraling through this staircase in their mind, this labyrinth in their mind, trying to gather all of their strength, I feel, to break free from a connection where there's no harmony, there's no unity, coming out of hiding and bossing up and doing the right thing, maybe coming back to something that was walked away from with the Eight of Cups reversed. And I feel this energy too of, I'm all done pretending to be happy in a situation where we're not on the same page. The Emperor upright and the Empress reversed, not on the same page. The Emperor upright with an Empress reversed can be very controlling masculine energy. Knows that this person is weak and doesn't know their worth and their value. And, and I feel they've been holding on, pretending to be happy, and it's not working. There's been resistance to walking away from a foundation where the party's over. There's no harmony here. And so I also feel a masculine that wants to come back to something that they walked away from that they didn't value because they were playing games. Maybe there was fear of commitment, but I feel it's kind of time for a cycle to come full circle in the energies if you want those blessings to come forward. So let's see what this blessing is. Blessed when it comes to these building blocks. Yeah, blessings. A brand new abundant opportunity, something that you can grow, something that you can take to the bank, something that you can build upon. This is a gift, but it will require some honest communication. I feel a masculine getting ready to speak, and they've been thinking a long time about what it is I need to say. They've been really going within thinking, and I feel they've got a lot of spiritual pushing energy when it comes to, releasing an unrequited love situation. I think somebody's all done fighting. They don't want to fight anymore. They're tired of being on the defense. They want to, work on maybe a connection with somebody that they've got a lot of passion for. There's going to be an opportunity to build a foundation with love, with passion. This Queen of Wands is very much magnetically alluring and attractive. Aries, Leo, Sag. More Capricorn energy. And I feel somebody left this Queen of Wands out in the past, out in the cold in the past. And there's a lot of regret. Wondering, can I still go through that doorway? Is she going to accept me back? She's on fire, and maybe she's got a lot of options. Could be dealing with somebody that has a cat. But there's a Queen of Wands here that's been very much just focused on herself, self-development, her spiritual journey, And I feel in the past, there was an ending of some sort, and they didn't go towards working together. And there's this huge imbalance that is kind of needing to be sorted out. So let's take a look at these building blocks. 10 of Pentacles, yeah. Building a legacy for the future. The Ace will lead to the 10, but it is going to take a lot of hard work. So family is in focus. A family foundation, building something solid for the future, but it is going to require taking steps towards what it is that you want in your life. So I feel like this energy of the wait is over, because somebody's getting ready to unblock their wishes. Somebody's been blocking their own wish fulfillment, playing into all kinds of fuckery with the Seven of Swords and the Knight of Wands. And so I think getting ready to come to the edge when it comes to closing out a major karmic cycle, a never-ending story. And so get ready to receive a new idea, some divine inspiration. I feel like this light bulb's going to go off and somebody's going to be like, oh my God, it's time to send that message. Somebody's really been looking in to how to approach this situation, walking a very fine line, and I feel getting ready to cross the threshold because somebody wants to heal a situation that I feel was deeply betraying in the past, that's haunted somebody in the mind space for a very long time. A connection where the two of you are etherically corded through the heart, and I feel there's a lot of underlying pain that needs to be addressed and talked about if you want to have that victory and success in your life. So I think time's up with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Somebody's really put a lot of time and effort into a foundation that's just not working. That's created all kinds of blocks, all kinds of challenges, all kinds of arguments, Taurus energy. And it's kind of time to climb the ladder to success. It's kind of time to balance out a very unjust situation when it comes to some third-party interference. And so we could have 3 women here that have been gossiping behind somebody's back. And there is going to be a rebalancing. What was not fair and just in the past is getting rebalanced. And somebody is kind of hitting that rock bottom, trying to find their passion, to ignite a flame, to come out of the dark night of the soul, because there's no stability, there's no balance. And this could be a masculine getting ready to come forward, and they might not have a lot to offer if they've recently gone through a major ending. But I think their offer is sincere. I feel a masculine here that's really thinking about, do I come forward? I don't really have anything to offer, but I have a lot of love to give. And so I think get ready for a very honest communication, honest conversation, communication in regards to somebody. This is an older person, I feel, somebody likely in their 40s or older that, you know, maybe has been alone for a little while, trying to build up their finances, having a difficult time, but bringing in an offer of love. And in the past, I don't think they were ready to build with you, but somebody wants to come in and have that victory and success, and this is going to happen very fast. Get ready for the breakdown of a false foundation in order for somebody to get in the driver's seat and go in a new direction, because they're done investing in a connection where they're no longer on the same page, and they're going after their Queen of Wands is what I'm feeling. So let's get a couple messages from the Archangel deck. What else can you tell me, please, about this reading? The Lovers. So it's decision time. It's kind of decision time with the Moon and the Lovers, and I do feel it's kind of time to make that decision, to make a choice from the heart. Somebody here wants a deep emotional commitment, and the power of love can move mountains. So there's going to be an opportunity to improve some plans is what I'm feeling, and somebody's really going to need to listen to their intuition, because you are receiving accurate guidance, and it's kind of time to face your fears is what I'm feeling. And somebody has been searching for meaning in their life, considering an alternative approach. And so getting ready for a new beginning. Life is about to be very wonderful. So somebody's about to seek some solutions in the energy, I feel, and they're going to need to be objective, and it's going to maybe require a level of compromise and self-control, but forgiving and healing energy is coming forward. Gemini energy, and somebody is about ready to make an unexpected choice in love. The Lovers is always a choice between two. So Let's see what last messages Spirit has in store. So definitely an evolution journey. Learning some very painful, difficult lessons in the energy stemming around some past life karma. And so somebody is getting ready to heal from the past because they've definitely lost who they are in a very toxic situation. It's kind of time to return to yourself, to nurture yourself, to give yourself that breathing room like I talked about, and honesty. So somebody's definitely been overthinking a situation, which is definitely not healthy to play into all of these obsessive thought patterns. So you're going to want to keep positive thoughts in your mind, and there is going to be an amazing impact. So if you're wondering if this person will say yes, I do think the answer is yes, but it's going to require a very honest conversation. And I think there's been a lot of lies, there's been a lot of secrets, and the truth is likely going to hurt. But I do feel resolution around the corner because we are evolving. And so although this is a difficult lesson that is needing to be worked through, healing is on the other side. So you're going to want to spend some time in meditation this weekend, guys, in quiet meditation, and to release anybody who depletes you or doesn't reciprocate you, because that tower is coming in saying there is a necessary transition happening at this time, but it's going to require you to allow this to happen because there is a deep level of purification taking place. Because if you want this connection that will serve your highest good, you're going to have to break away from a toxic situation that isn't serving you. And so get ready to receive a message. Somebody is receiving the divine inspiration saying it's time to take action. A lesson is coming full circle, a very painful lesson, and victory is on the other side of releasing something that you've spent a lot of time on that isn't bringing forward any growth. And that's kind of what I've got for a weekend check-in, guys. I hope this helped. I hope this resonated. If you would like to book a personal or a twin soul reading, I encourage you to check out that description box below, guys. And I look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thank you.